This is the Rawl of the Dead podcast with your host, Rawl of the Dead.
So Jenny, how are you? How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So you came from San Francisco, right?
Yeah, the Bay Area.
The Bay Area. Okay, so just intro real quick. We have Jenny from Blessed by Lilith here. She is joining us, and I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. We've been working together for over a year, I think. I've been doing the product shots for your hats, I think has it been over a year or has it been longer?
I want to say longer, because I think
Longer?
the first,
Okay.
I think it started off, I think it was your model, I think it was Nina, right?
Nina, yes.
Yeah, and she, I think, bought a hat and then took it to a photo shoot.
That
and
we
then,
were doing.
Yeah, and then she showed me it and I was like, oh my God, like that looks amazing. And then,
Yeah.
hello. And then I think she introduced us and then I think it just took off there.
I think she tagged us, or she tags all the stuff that she usually wears.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's how we got acquainted, because then you messaged me. It's like, oh, do you have any more pictures or something like that? I was like, oh yeah, I'll just tag you on the other pictures we took.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think it was months later that I messaged you about wanting, if you wanted any more like shots with just your hats, that I was available to do it for you. And I think you reached out a few months later and we got that going.
Yeah, I think, and then it just took off from there.
No, yeah, totally. Naja, come here. Naja.
Co-host.
Co-host. Come here. She's chewing up the cord again. She gets bored and then she leaves. But yeah, that was, I think, the first shoot that we did, and yeah, it was awesome. So, did you grow up in the Bay Area?
Yes.
Yeah.
Born and raised. Yeah.
What's that?
Born and raised.
Born and raised. Okay. And what were you doing? What were you like as a teen growing up there?
So my parents are both from Poland. So they came here to California. So growing up, I guess, was a little weird, trying to juggle being Polish and learning how to be an American girl, I guess. And then
Yeah. Was it a different language? You spoke different languages?
oh yeah, my parents speak Polish.
Okay.
So then they learned English when they came here, and then so I learned both growing up, and then at the same time. So then.
Oh wow! But you started off speaking Polish.
Yeah. I
as
mean,
a kid.
more probably. Well, like they would speak, like at home we speak Polish,
Yeah.
like so when we go outside or, or my mom, like with my mom we go, or she goes to work, then she speaks English. But like even to this day, like she's still learning some words, or like, what does that mean? Or like the new slang and stuff like that. Or people are talking about this, what is that? And then I have to explain it and stuff like that. So I guess technically Polish first, and then I would obviously went to school here, and then English, like came.
That's what it was like when I grew up too, because my parents are Peruvian, and when I was going to school, we spoke Spanish. But Spanish in Peru is it's not a little bit different, but it's more different than Mexican languages and accents. So when I was going to school, I didn't learn English until I went to school.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird that you would just learn it like from just being at school. So then I was in the same thing where like I was speaking at home Spanish, but then at school it was English. And then when I grew up and was, with Mexican friends, it's a different culture. So they thought I was Mexican, and why my accent sounds weird in Spanish, or even the food is different.
Yeah.
So I had all that growing up as well, like where it's like I wasn't really fitting in to any culture. You know what I mean? Everything was, and I didn't enjoy pizza till I was 12 or 13 because I didn't know about it. I didn't know about pizza.
Yeah.
We just ate Peruvian food at home.
Yes. Yeah.
So what kind of food did your mom make? Like, was it different than American food, or did she just learn how to make American food, or did she cook or anything, or no?
Oh yeah, no, we cooked the same thing. We cooked. It was a bunch of Polish food all the time. And then I think as they adjusted, we would eat more outside food and stuff. I think even a few years ago, my mom had Thai food for the first time, and she was just like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It's Thai food. It's different. Like even sushi. She's not too fond of sushi, but she'll eat some that are the cooked ones and stuff like that." So, yeah.
I think I remember my aunt from Peru. It wasn't until like in the 90s where she was already an older woman, like in her 70s, and she tried a burrito for the first time. She had never tried one because she lived in Peru. And then when she came here and she's like, I've never tried a burrito. I don't even know what that is. And I go, okay, I know where to go. So I took her to this cool like spot to go eat a burrito, and she loved it. And ever since then, she's passed away since, but I mean, she always talked about it. It's like, oh, you took me to the best Mexican food. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's so were you a gothy kid in high school or anything?
I was the like artsy, like fartsy weird, I guess, one where
artsy
it was
kid?
If it came to art, I took all the art classes. I took all the like anything even to do with art, like printmaking, the pottery class, I did all the kind of artsy ones. Was it computer animation, like it was very beginning, like where it was like make a ball bounce or something. So I took all the art classes I could growing up, and then even in elementary school my parents put me in art classes. So I loved art since I probably was able to pick up a crayon or something. and then it just kept going from there. And
so you draw. Are you a good artist as far as drawing?
Yeah, I mean I draw, I paint, I went to Laguna College of Art and Design, actually, here in Laguna Beach.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and I got my BA there, and then...
So were you living here, going to school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's cool. So that was kind of your college course that you did here?
It's like just like every college, it's like a 4-year, go do your bachelor's kind of thing, and then I went back to the Bay Area after.
Okay, and then so when did you start doing the hats? When made you start doing that?
COVID, actually.
So it wasn't that long ago.
No, I did try. I mean, I was doing art nonstop. It's not like, I would still paint or do something. I was trying to do like shirt designs after college, and then obviously, the whole starving artist thing where it wasn't going my way.
I have one of your art pieces too that you sent, that I photographed.
Oh yes, yeah.
I still have it.
Yeah,
so yeah.
But I did a couple galleries in college, so I have like paintings, a couple big ones, a couple small ones, and so I tried doing a couple festivals also with paintings after I graduated. But it's definitely not the same as LA up north, like the art scene. So then, kind of had to get a normal office job.
Oh really? Where were you working at?
I just like a little here, a little there. I think I started off at a dentist office. And then
just like a receptionist.
Yeah, like kind of like just administrative work, and then just kind of kept going from there. And then I kept doing art on the side, and then COVID happened. Then I had a bunch of time, so finally was able to kind of focus in, and then. Was kind of messing around with like stickers, was doing a bunch of stuff. That was playing with resin. What else? We were messing around with everything, and
just anything you can like do like some art with.
Yeah, we were just having fun. Like I was wood burning. Like I was just kind of exploring, I guess. And then I made my first hat, which is I think the one Nina was wearing was the snake.
That was the first one?
Yeah, it was my first one. And then I drew it out, and then we put it on bags and stuff, and those bags didn't do too well, but I put it on a hat, and everyone lost it. So that was like, okay. And then did the Ravens was my second one, and then that one also everyone like lost it, and so I was like, okay, I guess we're making hats. So it just kind of went from there.
You found what works and what people were liking. Then did you see other people doing similar style of the hats or no?
I mean, I've seen people do where they did like on the top where like flowers, and they would do it where it was like a what is it, like molded, like look like like petals and stuff that they would do with looks like a what do you call it, like a textured
okay,
like where the paint, it almost looks like paint and then it hardens on top and stuff.
But
like
it's always on top.
Yeah. I've seen like those I saw, or like people were doing like things were dangling and stuff. So I didn't see anyone do like crazy
something on the
under
bottom.
stuff. Yeah. So and then the snake, it looked cool. I mean, in general, it just looked super cool. So I was like, oh my gosh. And so then, and then it made sense. I mean, when you take a photo with a hat, you know, they see under, not on
It's
top,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So.
You have to like, because I've taken pictures with some hats that don't have anything at the bottom, but so it is hard because sometimes you have like a logo or something on the rim part on top. So basically, you're taking a photo like head down, and so it's always awkward because you can never like. But then you want a good photo of just the person with a hat, so then you just do that as well.
Yeah.
But that's what makes your hats kind of unique because you're able to do that and get the whole inside of it, and it looks really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I have people comment like, "Oh, can you do the outside?" And I was like, I mean, I could, but so far, like, I guess my style has been the under, and then it's been like where it's like crazy under. You know, it's not just like a flower or something. It's like you different and unique and stuff. So I keep saying like, oh, maybe, you know, down the road.
So when you first started making the hats, how did you sell it first? Like, how did you put it out there?
I think it was just Etsy in the very beginning, and
Etsy?
then
Okay.
and then I didn't start vending like I think the end of last year was our first event in the Bay Area. Was the Oddities and Curiosities that they actually came for the first time to the Bay Area, and then there also everyone, like, it was very positive. Everyone had was so kind, and you know, a bunch of nice things to say. So then I was like, maybe I should do this whole vending.
Did you have many hats for that show?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had a couple other, like my art and other couple things I'd like designed, but the hats again took off there, and then everyone loved the Blessed by Lilith. And then it was just super positive. They were like, you should, you know, are you going anywhere else? Are you going, you know, we're going to be in LA. Are you going to be in LA? And I was like, oh, I just booked this one.
I just have this one for right now.
Yeah. So then this year I tried to book as many as I could. So it's like kind of been an experimental year, and then hoping for more for next year. Because to be honest, it's pretty fun, and meeting people, seeing them wear the hats is also more, I guess more like I feel more achieved than like online where I'm like, oh, they liked it.
Yeah, you're getting positive feedback in person than online, and then you're able to see people like wearing it and just buying it on the spot. It's a whole different thing than just shipping out something online.
Yeah.
And when I met you in person as at the Oddities and Curiosity show in LA at the convention center, I believe.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you were going to be there. I just saw some hats, and I was looking at them and go, oh, these look like the Blessed by Lilith hats. And then I looked, and I go, wait a minute, I think that's her. And then I saw the Blessed by Lilith logo. I go, oh, it is you. So then I went up to you, but I think you were busy at the time, but I definitely was waiting for you to get your attention, and was like, hey, it's me. I didn't know you were going to be here. So it was a cool surprise that we met up at that one. So I thought you had been doing this for a long time. I don't know why.
Oh, no, not really.
I felt like it was like, oh, it's been around for like maybe 10 years. I don't know. So it hasn't been that long. It's been like 4 years probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
So how many did you have on Etsy that you were selling, like in the very beginning? How many hats did you make?
So the first one with the serpent snake, it was just the one, because it was just to
just one
put
design.
it out there, and then the raven, and then I think it was the spider, and then just kept going. I was trying to get at that point, because it was going, everyone was loving them and liking it. I was like, what else could I come up with? I was trying to come up with as many designs as fast as possible.
Yeah. So when you come up with designs, is this something like you sit on for a while before you actually start drawing it out and then seeing if this might be perfect for the hat or not?
Yeah. No, at first I'll have ideas of like what I think would be cool, and then sometimes, you know, like I'll sketch out loose ideas, and then, you know, whether I like it or not, and then some of them I'll be like, ooh, like I think this would be really, really freaking cool. And then I was like, oh, I don't like this. So then usually I'll like rough draft some of them out that I feel more confident about, and then usually my fiance, I'll show him and be like, what do you think? And then he'll be like, or, oh yeah, that one. Like, he loved the snake one too. He's like, that one has to, like, you got to do it. Like, you know, put it on everything, put it on you know, whatever you can. And I was like, are you sure? And he's like, you got to do it. So then,
and then you had a red one, the red snake.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, everybody seemed to like that one.
Ironically, everyone did love it, but nobody really bought it.
Oh, really?
So that's why I don't have it anymore. Because surprisingly,
oh wow, I like that. Was my favorite one.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
wow, interesting.
I like that one and the Bride or Die one.
Yes, yeah.
That one was like, oh yeah, this is something you have to wear at your wedding.
Yeah.
If you want to do like the whole goth aesthetic, this hat is perfect for it. So I might have to purchase one from you.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I know I had them, but I think we do the trade for models, so they took that one. I'm like, oh, that's the one I wanted to keep, but I can't help it. I have to I'll just get another one when I have to.
Yeah, no worries.
But that's a good one. That's a good one. And then the other design, I think there was another one. I can't remember which other one. I think it was a swords one. They had the swords one. That one was really nice too. I like that. I love that one.
It's interesting because I'll get a bunch of positive feedback, and then like so far even the stores aren't doing too well. I'm also assuming it has to do with what's going on in the world, so I'm not like going to take it off the shelf just yet. But it's been interesting to see everyone's reaction, and then whether they buy it or not, or which ones they purchase.
Yeah, so the actual hats, do you get those somewhere? Oh
yeah, I have a vendor here in LA.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, and then I design them and then and I put them on.
Oh, okay. So they sell them kind of like blank, just hats, just that style.
Yeah, like wholesale. Like they have multiple styles, and you can get them like wholesale, right? Because business to business, and then and then I design them and then I put them on. Oh, I mean, my goal would be now, like seeing how well it's going, I definitely want to make the hats themselves myself. I think that's another, that's going to be some homework down the road. Yeah. And I definitely need more space to do it, but it's definitely a goal.
So when you design them, you're actually drawing them out on the hats, correct?
No. So I'm actually using Procreate, and I'm sketching them and drawing them on. I have like the hat brim size on like a template, and then I sketch it out on how it would look and how it would fit, and then finalize it. Like recently, I've been doing colors. I don't know if you noticed in the beginning there were no colors.
Yeah, it was just it was the white ink only. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it was a colored hat, and then it was the black.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Stuff.
That's right. Yes,
yeah.
Right.
So now I'm getting into colors.
Okay. That see, the one you have on, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I just made it.
Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That looks great.
So it's a lot of exploring still and learning. For sure.
That's awesome. And then so how many? So this is all out of your place.
Yes.
Like you don't have a warehouse or anything
No, not yet.
I was just wondering, like, so your house is probably filled with hats.
Yes, it's swamped. And artsy stuff in general, and yeah.
Like we were just commenting on my apartment. It's like, oh, this kind of looks like my place only with hats.
Yeah.
And art stuff. I go, yeah, mine's the same. Everything here is kind of like a studio almost. Like I always have stands or equipment laying around. And I kind of like this area that I have over here because I'm able to put all the gear here when I come from a shoot and just leave it there and then take it with me when I need it. Because before, when my daughter was here, it was a little harder because she kind of lived out here in the living room. Mm-hmm. And she had most of her stuff out here. So all my equipment lived in my room. And it was just hard, like when I'm going to shoots, to like lug everything down the stairs, and it take like 4 or 5 trips.
Yep.
So now I kind of cleared out an area in the garage, in the carport, where a lot of the gear lives at as well. But all the everyday stuff kind of lives here. So I'm able to kind of like go in and out a little bit easier. But yeah, I can relate to like just having like stuff laying around and like I'll just maneuver this out, just take that out, and then grab your hats. How many hats are you bringing to the convention that you're doing this weekend? By the time this podcast airs, Jenny has already done HorrorCon. So, but that's the one you're doing right now.
Yeah. So I brought so again, depending on how it goes,
Yeah.
I'm just always to be prepared, right? As a vendor, so
Yes.
100 new ones, and then those
100 new ones?
yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay.
of like different designs and
Yeah.
stuff, and then different colors, so everyone can see, like, pick a variety. If
Yeah.
they, I don't like the black hat, do you have a pink hat or whatever color they want?
Oh, really?
And
So
then-
do you get requests for different color hats?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
I've been recently asked countless times to have do I have a child size hat? And I was like,
Oh.
I was like, really? And they were like, yeah, I would totally have my kid wear one of your hats. And I was like, it's like, do you have child size? And I'm like, well, no. I was like, I don't even know if they make child size.
Yeah,
fedora.
you
Like,
have to
that's
look into it.
Yeah, or whoever, someone should start making them. But yeah, and then even then I was like, they'll grow out of it so quick. By the time they probably could wear
Yeah.
it, they'll
Yeah,
be an
that's
adult
true.
and stuff. So I'm not sure how to go with that, but I was like, maybe I should make little.
Maybe it's
tiny
just to
hats.
see, feel it out and see if it sells. Because
Yeah.
sometimes people request stuff and then you do it, and then there's silence. Like, hey, I got that stuff that you wanted, and then there's like no movement at
Yeah,
all.
and then
So
there's just inventory sitting
I've had
there.
the same thing when people request a photo workshop from me. Mm-hmm. It's like, when are you gonna have a photo workshop? And I stopped doing it like for a few years, because the last one, it was like, oh, only like 4 or 5 people, which is fine. I want to keep it like a low amount, but it wasn't profitable enough for me to do to pay the model or even find a venue. I try to look for free spaces,
Yeah,
and because I would love to do a studio, but I'd have to pay for that out of pocket, and I don't want to lose money. So then I get the same thing. I get people requesting workshops all the time. Then when I finally do one, silence. There's
Yeah.
like nobody signed up for it. I'm like, okay, that's the last time I'm doing any type of workshop again. So what is a normal Blessed by Lilith day? Like, what is your normal day like?
well, I have a full-time job, so I go to work.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
then after work, I usually.
What do you do for a living?
I work in this is just a office job, like where I work in the billing department. So I just make and create invoices.
Oh, okay.
And stuff. So it's nothing too exciting, but it
That's
pays
like what
the bills.
my daughter does too. Yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter does the same thing, billing and invoicing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then after that, usually if I have any orders come in, then I pack them and then run to the post office. And then
After work, you do all your Blessed by Lilith after work, or
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, usually. And then or my fiance will help me out
Nice.
and drop them off for me. And then usually like, do whatever errands we need, make dinner or pick up dinner. And then depending on what's going on, either prep for an event, work on new designs, make the hats. So it just
Yeah.
kind of depends on what's going on. But
yeah, like if you have like the event you have coming up, you had to prep for that. How long does the prep time take for you to have hats for events?
Just because the recent events have been a little slow, with people attending and then purchasing because
Yeah.
of what's going on. I've had like leftover hats, so it kind of took
okay.
some labor work off me. But usually, I mean, I like to prep probably 2 weeks out and then see what I'm missing or what I think will do well, and then go from there. Usually pack for sure. I like prep and have stuff packed by the door the week
Yeah.
of, and then checklist it a couple of days before, and then
I know.
Yeah.
I know the events can be like a little bit like hit and miss. They can be like, it could be slow or it could be like really busy.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was in the very beginning, which I've talked about this before. It's been really slow. I'm lucky that we met because you actually gave me some work earlier in the year, a couple of times, which really helped me out because like
oh, good.
there was nothing getting booked. Like I wasn't getting booked for portraits. There weren't really events happening because those all happen in the summertime.
Yeah.
But usually by March things start getting going, weddings or whatever, because I do shoot weddings and yeah, nothing was happening. So yeah, it was and I'm very like particular at what events I do as well because I know which ones will do well, and which ones are kind of more starter ones where I'm like, I'll stay away from that one for right now. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to oversaturate myself either. Because of what I do is a little bit different. I do the photo booth style thing. But for vending, like for people selling merch and stuff, absolutely it's a good profitable thing. Mm-hmm. But also you gotta like pick and choose which events will work for you for your aesthetic. Like for you, like definitely like the Monster Palooza's Midsummer Scream, Oddities and Curiosity. That one's a good one.
Yeah.
That one I feel like everybody does well. All the vendors have told me they all do really well at those ones. Did you find that's the case with you on that event?
The Bay Area one, definitely. The one here that in January that we bumped into each other, surprisingly, like comparing to the both events, I want to say it was like half the people, that showed up. But I think it was also, like you said, I think it's January. Spooky season's kind of gone past. Everyone needs like a little break before.
Not only that, because I think it's also because it's Christmas time. It just happened.
Yeah.
Everyone's just kind of like, okay, we just spent a lot of money and we're going to have to take a break. So that's why I know between December and like March, it's slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this time it went all the way to like almost, May. It was still slow for me.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I was like, this is taking a long time. Nothing's picking up.
Yeah.
Everything's picking up right now because it is super busy, like swamped. This is kind of why I started the podcast too, because like I wanted to get to know people and have them on the show and talk about their business. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to see your hats go and Blessed by Lilith? How would you like to see that?
Actually, kind of the opposite. I want to my New Year's resolution this year was to put my paintings out there. But I haven't had time to paint, or the ones I have painted I definitely don't feel confident in them. So my goal would be to go back to kind of my roots and go back to drawing and painting and stuff like that. I probably will still do this just because it is fun. I do enjoy doing them. I enjoy people wearing them and seeing the awesome photos they come up with, and your photos also, like seeing the work you've done with mine, and then everyone else's just makes you want to be like, okay, another one. Just like, what else can I cool make up, so that you get a cool photo out of it, kind of thing. But definitely want to go towards art down the road. Oh,
okay. So just kind of keep this at keep the hats at like as something as a side thing, but nothing more than that.
Well, just like I would continue what I'm doing, just add my art to
add your art pieces too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good goal. Okay, I'm gonna ask you. I ask a lot of people this question, but have you had any ghost or paranormal experiences ever in your life?
Oh, I don't want to say ghosts or paranormal, but I did have one experience that to this day, like, that's the only one I can think of when someone asks if I've had like a ghost experience, which is it was during college, but I was back at home and I was going to go out one night and meet up with some friends. And I used to live on like a cross section where I'd like, pull off the side of the road and then I'd, meet the light, to then turn and go left.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting at the light. The light is red and then it turns green. And then for some reason, I don't know why, but I just felt like a don't go like moment. And I don't know how to explain it. Not to say like a voice, but I felt like a present, like a don't go just yet. And so for some reason I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait. And then a car going probably 60 plus zoomed and ran the red light.
Oh, wow.
So I would have, he probably would have hit me if I had gone in the very beginning. So then I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I didn't go. So I was just like, did a spirit or something, did something tell me not to go? And just, or a little angel or something.
Was it something like that? Wasn't a voice, but it was something you felt.
Yeah, like don't go, like just wait.
Yeah.
So I was just like, feel like I need to wait. And then
that's crazy.
And then I took the turn after, and I was just like, oh my, like, I needed to take a second before I hung out with my friends of like, I could have just died right there. Like, whatever it was, like, thank you. And
that's why I think sometimes like just it's almost like instincts coming into play. Like I always tell people, whatever happens, if you're late for something, or if you're having like a late morning or whatever, don't really worry about it, because it's probably the universe telling you you're supposed to like miss either an accident or some type of traffic jam or something like that, or just wait, just go with whatever's happening, and don't stress yourself out on it.
You were meant to be late. You were meant to not be there.
Because I think many times that's happened to me, where I'm like, oh, I guess I had just missed this traffic accident, like, and that's why I was kind of running late, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But I've heard of other kind of similar stories, just like that, like where things have happened, and then maybe the school had some type of scare or something.
Oh yeah.
And it was best not to go to school that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you ever watch that show on Netflix, Unsolved Mysteries?
I think so. Yeah, we did. Oh, we did.
Yeah,
yes.
They have a lot of stories kind of similar to that as well, and so it's kind of why I like watching it. But I used to watch the old ones too, back in the 80s, and those were always fun to watch, because they have all the paranormal stuff that happened on there, and even like the people coming back or warning people. So there was always all these, like, especially the Queen Mary ones, like bunch of Queen Mary episodes. So are you looking to do anything for Halloween season, as far as like going to like horror nights or any of these events happening?
I want to. I really wanted to. We went, I think it was 2 years ago, we went to the Universal
Horror Nights?
For Horror Nights.
Yeah.
I love spooky, scary stuff. I am a scaredy cat about it, but I do enjoy it. But no, since we're getting married next year, so we're trying to watch the budget this year. But I definitely want to go next year, or the year after.
No, yeah, because it can get expensive just going to these.
Yeah, well, you want to have all like the spooky snacks, and then you want to do all the spooky merch and stuff, and you can tell yourself no, but you're gonna walk out of there with something.
Yeah, no, and then did you do the VIP, or did you just do the regular tickets?
Regular, just because I wanted VIP, but then we waited in those giant lines and stuff. We were just like, it's okay.
I can't do those lines anymore. But I also can't do the price for the VIP sometimes, because that's too expensive too.
Yeah. Have you gone? Are you going to go this year, or?
I want to. It's so busy. Like, it's so busy this year. Like, I want to do something for myself, definitely. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I always say that, and then here comes October, and it's like, it's so busy. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this event. I think people don't really realize like that there's a lot going on, and it also takes time for me to edit all that stuff as well.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
I think that goes over people's head all the time. Like, oh, you already did that shoot though. I go, no, but I'm already like 5 shoots behind, or I have to edit the video, the photos, and I want them to look good. I don't want to rush through them.
Yeah. Well, that's your work,
Yeah, because if it's gonna go out there, I want it to look good. You know what I mean? Especially with your hats, I try to make sure we're showcasing. Because I noticed on the hats at the bottom, if it's a dark green or anything, we have to make sure we expose that. Because sometimes the models will kind of go a little bit low. I go, no. We have to see that. We have to see that like sword, or we have to see that flower. And then in post, I usually have to like bring it up a little bit more, just so you can see it. Because we're showcasing your hat, and that's the bottom line.
Right.
We're not showcasing so much the model. Yeah, the model's great, but we also have to make sure your hat is really shown. And I like all the pictures you've been posting from other photographers and other people that have bought your hats, because they look amazing. Yeah,
no, everyone, like, again, the photos everyone takes with them makes me feel so good, alone, where everyone's coming up with stuff, and then I can't believe they're even sharing it with me, because then I can use that photo too to post it. Is amazing.
Yeah, so is your stuff still on Etsy, or do you just primarily sell it through...
Oh, no, all Etsy. Yeah, for sure.
It's all Etsy still? Mm-hmm. Okay. And your Etsy's connected to Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. So do you have a plan to do a website, or no? Or you think that's too much?
I do have one. It's
Oh, you do? Okay.
On just like Shopify, but like it's not. I'm not a very good website designer person yet.
I'm not either. I am not
So
either.
I'm trying.
I use those ones that are like Squarespace is pretty easy. I got into Squarespace a long time ago, and then I did. Right now, my site's on Wix. It's a little confusing, but it's I'm already used to it.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
I did both. I did both Squarespace, but I noticed Squarespace was so much easier. Like you don't have to know anything.
Yeah, Shopify, you kind of got to know stuff, and then at that point,
Shopify I'm unfamiliar with, but everybody says it's so good.
I mean, it is good. It's nothing against Shopify. Totally
Yeah,
good. If it's
everybody
just
said
because I want it to
positive
look gothic-y, and you want to kind of match your vibe, and they
Right.
don't have very, everything seems a bit more happy on the happy side versus like kind of like
On Shopify?
yeah, they don't have a lot of like let's say gloomy, but like you want kind of like a spooky or
want-
a moody vibe.
Yeah.
They don't really have it, so I kind of had to edit to adjust it to look how I want to look, because I also don't want to look like everyone else, and I'm sure like you want yours to stand out too, right? A little bit different. So,
Yeah, well, like on my website, it's just basically a picture of I usually have a picture that I really like, and it's the main photo, and then it's just all the links that look kind of normal, and then whatever goes on there is latest photos, which I have to update. I that's the one thing I'm really not good at, is updating my website all the time. So even like the podcast, I finally put it up there like just only a few months ago. Like I didn't have a link for the podcast. I'm like, everything's got to be connected. Everything should be connected to the website. You know what I mean? Everything that I'm doing, whether it's social media, podcasts, or YouTube videos, should all be connected to the website. So sometimes I lag on that. I'm like, oh yeah, I have all these new photos that I haven't even put up on the website. Like I should probably get started on doing that.
it's a lot of work. So I mean,
It's a lot of work.
for me at least, even like with Shopify, I'm like, Etsy's just like it's set, and it sucks that they take fees, and there is some drawbacks for sure, and I do want to eventually like start to step away from it, but everything else takes more effort, and
It does, yeah. Especially since you're working like your normal job to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Because I was doing the same thing. I've only been doing I do photography for 12 years, but doing this on my own full time, it's only been over a year.
That's amazing, by the way.
So,
congratulations for a
thank you.
year.
Yeah, it's only been a year, so it's if I had a full time job, I wouldn't be able to do all this stuff. Like not even having you as a guest at 9. It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
10 now, but I wouldn't be able. I'd have to be at work, and then this weekend I'd have to be at the event that I'm doing. So it does free up a lot more time for me to do more creative stuff, but yeah, it's hit and miss too with because I kind of sometimes do want something more steady, some steady flow income, but at the same time I also like the freedom as well.
Well, you're also doing what you love. I mean, I for sure,
Yeah.
if I had to pick an office job or, a 9 to 5 or do what I love, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to want to do what they love, and get paid.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the rough part of just juggling the finances, because you want to still pay the bills, pay your place and wherever you're living at, and eat. You need to eat, and
yeah.
so definitely having that as your backup plan is good. Do you have any plans to do anything else besides the hats? Anything else like any other type of designs?
I am working on I've been trying to do clothing and put my
Designs on clothes?
yeah, like I thought the snake would look so cool on a shirt or a dress, and I've been trying for also I think 2-3 years, and just I'm not in that world. I have no idea, how to do
merch.
fabric and a dress, and I definitely tried. I tried sewing, totally didn't work out.
You did try it though?
Yeah, no, yeah, my mom I took my mom's like 200-year-old sewing machine and tried to do stuff. Absolutely not.
Maybe because it was 200 years old.
Well, right, I probably didn't help. I had no idea what I was doing.
Because those are hard. That takes a certain skill.
Yeah. Oh no, that's its own art for sure.
Yeah.
Like props to everyone who does it. Like amazing.
I used to know how to sew.
Really?
when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. You're talking about like at school, like we had a school where I think every 2 or 3 months you take a course, whether it's cooking, baking, sewing,
Right.
wood shop. There was all these classes to kind of like. The only thing they didn't have, which they should have had, was like how to pay your bills and how credit cards work, taxes. But I learned how to sew there, and plus I think my mom just made me sew. She's like, if there's a hole here, here's a needle, you put this through the thread, and you just do this. So I started kind of like learning how to do that. But I don't sew now, but I learned how to do the machine for sure. And I was like sewing things. I'm like, oh, it's not that hard.
Oh, I was gonna say it's probably one of those where you just like riding a bike. You just have to try. Give yourself a few minutes, and I'm sure you'll pick it right back up.
Sewing again.
Some Halloween costumes of your own.
Make my own costumes instead of buying them. Yeah, that's so. Yeah. The shirt stuff. That's it's a whole other different ballpark. But I love the hats because the hats is like something unique, like that nobody's really doing. Like you see some hats, but not like yours. Yours are very unique, unique style. Yeah,
which I try. I mean, I also thought it'd be cool if like you would have the matching dress or something to go with the hat. I thought that'd be right. I thought it'd be like a complete set. I thought that would look. Yeah, I'm trying. We'll see.
Yeah, you could probably talk to some vendors that could probably steer you in the right direction and where they get their dresses. But again, you might have to like save money by just doing a few to see if you like doing it. And see if that works out for you. But I think that would be amazing. So, do you have any other places you're going to be vending this year?
Yes, the Oddities and Curiosities in Sacramento, because they're not coming back to the Bay Area this year.
When is this?
October. 2 seconds.
You can check. This episode will probably air in October as well, so it might have already happened, this event, but we're gonna.
No worries, worth a shot, right?
We're gonna find out right now.
It's October 26th and 27th.
Oh, okay.
And then I will also.
And that's in Sacramento.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there is a Hexmas Market in Sacramento on November 30th.
Okay, cool. And you're doing that one as well?
Yes. I think that's it.
Those are the only two?
Yeah, I think they're the last two.
Oh, okay, cool. And then what about, what are your goals for next year?
Just keep going. I mean, I'm more cool designs. Like I said, probably more art. Trying, if we can get some kind of clothing, apparel, I think would be awesome. That would be great. And then definitely more vending events. Like I hopefully, try to get into like the similar ones you've been in, the Creepy Con, the Monsterpalooza, because I was on the wait list for Monsterpalooza because I was late on that one. What else? Summer Scream.
Midsummer Scream.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
So just gonna keep trying.
Yeah, there's so many like different ones popping up. You could probably even do the Witch's Brew, any of their events. They always have events pretty much on a monthly basis, and then they have themed events as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
So they're usually based mostly Orange County and Los Angeles. It just depends where.
Right.
But I can connect you through her. I've had Jackie on the show for the Witch's Brew, so that's a good one to connect with as well.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Jenny, I'm gonna let you go so you can get back to vending, to getting back to work, because she's actually vending this weekend. So she came this morning to do the podcast, and she's off to set up now. But
yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you giving me the business to do the hats. I'm glad we connected with that because it's like I really love what you're doing, and I think it's very unique, and it was a pleasure to meet you in person as well.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, no, thank you for having me. And then we'll get to work on these new designs.
Yes, we'll get those shot for sure.
Yeah, and thank you again. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.